Hello and welcome to my unboxing and first look at Constantin Valdor. He's the Captain General of the Legio Custodes. He's the top brass of the Custodes in the Horus Heresy, the Emperor's right-hand man, ultimate bodyguard of the Emperor himself, along with his advisor Malcador, the Sigillite. He's in this box here. We're going to open this up. He will cost £60. He's part of the Horus Heresy character series. Put a comment down below when you can remember Primarchs costing only £60. They cost a fair amount of money nowadays. But in all intents and purposes, he's as close as to a Primarch as you possibly can get without actually being a, son of the Emperor. So picked a small knife today to open him with. Thank you for your patience. I have been doing lots of things today. As you're watching this, I am editing the Saturday weekly pre-order and news video along with a termite assault drill additional video. So you're getting 3 videos today. Tomorrow will be a knife review in 4K. So thank you for your patience over this weekend. So let's open this up and see what we've got ourselves into. Comes in this Horus Heresy box. I think the Primarchs come in this sort of sized box, I want to say. I've had other character series that have come in, just half the size of this box. So if you have had a Primarch, you're probably used to that. It's a good time to buy him as well because Forge World are currently, until the end of April, doing a free delivery for any orders over £100. So you might want to pick him up and then spend another £40 on, something else just to get that free delivery, because delivery is the killer with Forge World. They really should have things sent to their stores, like Games Workshop products themselves. I mean, you buy something from Games Workshop and it can be sent to the store. Forge World comes from Nottingham too. So anyway, let's open this up. So you get a little picture of him here. That's what he looks like. And then you get a very sort of basic instruction guide. It's just an exploded view of the pieces and roughly whereabouts they go. So it's not a full guide. Don't know whether you actually need a full guide for a model like this. But yeah, that's up to you. Personally, I would like to have one for a £60 model, even if it's only a couple of pages, but there you go. So that's what he looks like. I don't think the Primarchs come with a full sort of colour guide or anything, and you get the two packs. You get the pack for him and then the pack just for his base. Already it's quite hefty, but then again, he is about the same cost as a Contemptor Dreadnought, I think. So let's have a look at the model himself. Whether you like him or not, that's completely up to you. Obviously, I really do like him, and I've got a huge Custodes army. Now that I have him in the collection, I will be able to make you a Custodes showcase video showing my Custodes so far. The army's grown quite a bit. I've added extra tanks, extra units, shield captain, things like that, since the last time I showed it, which was sort of summer last year. I want to say June time, after I got the Thunderhawk gunship. So here he is in here. Look at that. Wow, so much detail. You either love him or you hate him. That's quite, I want to say basic. We'll have a look at the parts individually in a moment. So they've got these foam sheets separating the parts just to keep them protected in transit. And there's his Apollonian spear. The Emperor, I believe, do make the Apollonian spears with this massive bend in them. I think that is on purpose. It's not on purpose. You're going to have to fix that with a blessed follicle heater, I believe it's called. And then the base, wow, very thick. Look how very thick. If you like thickness, then there you go. And this has actually been cut off the gates themselves, so that's interesting. I wonder how they did that, or whether that's just an extra piece in the process. I did wonder whether it had Tisca and Iconography, and I can now confirm it now that I've got the model in my hands. You've got a Thousand Suns Mark IV helmet there, or head even, and you've got Tisca kind of the scarabs there from an occult or something like that. So that's part of the base, and it just pops on like that. And then you've got another part of the base. I think that's where it's actually standing on. And then you've got this stone part, and then you've got this piece here with a bit of Tisca iconography. And again, this wall with some lovely Tisca iconography. Very smooth. Mine doesn't have the nodule or hole or whatever it was that Forge World Showcase one does. And then that's the base in itself that the other part goes on. And today's model quality control is brought to you by KW, LW, and that was on the 27th of February, so that was way back end of February, so that's awesome. It's also got a guide here to building resin model kits. I know I get a lot of questions about, you know, how long do you wash your parts for? But most, if not all, of Forge World's models now come with this really cool tools and glues and sort of guide that tells you what sort of tools you need, preparation, warm water with degreasing agent like dishwashing liquid with an old toothbrush, which is what I've always used, and so on, and then assembly, priming and painting, although I think it's a bit strange because they're discontinuing a few of those paints now. They might be bringing some new ones out, but there you go. So that is the little guide thing there. Let's have a look at some of these parts in detail then. So we'll look at him himself, I want to say. So hopefully this is coming out on the camera quite well. So what have we got here? You've got this really nice, I think it's an Aquila double eagle with the lightning. Very nice 3D detail all the way in there, especially with that cherub. Actually, it looks like there's more detail showing off of here than the painted model on the website. I love the 3D detail there on the screaming face on his knee armour and his shin armour. Quite a large model. I want to say larger than a normal Custodes at this point. Obviously, when I've built him, I will be showing you some size comparisons. The review for this guy will definitely be out on Wednesday. This will be quite a special Warhammer Wednesday video. And you've got some iconography there. You've got this lovely kind of iron halo thing that I think was present on the Shield Captain that came out a few weeks ago. So yeah, and you've got this long like claw from this beast. You've got a dangling medallion kind of thing. So yeah, a lot of detail, fantastic. So that's him. Let's just show you his cloak. Cloak looks, there's detail, but it looks like it's more smudged detail. You're still going to be able to paint on that Aquila with the lightning very well in the gold, and there's you know, more of a separation between the icon and the cloak. That's a cloak, a lot of detail on there. You've got the tassets here and his head. I'm not sure whether you could put a normal Custodes head in there or helmet, possibly. But his head, he's got this kind of Mohican kind of cut. He's got this thing that's coming out of his head, a bit strange. He's got a couple of wires, well actually about 5 wires and cabling coming out of his cheeks and sides of his face. Lots of detail there with his eyes and his nose and everything. So yeah, lots of detail in there, really nice. You can really get the pupils and the tassets themselves. Ones that cut out because of the cloak probably, but the other ones are full one. They are very, very thick tassets. Lots of detail on there, hopefully you can see that. I'll probably show you the detail for his face better now too. So yeah. And then this sort of beast, horned beast that's sort of draped over his armour. Bit controversial maybe, but it's got funny sort of ears. It's got this mane thing going on. Yeah, that's going to be great to sort of highlight and things. Nice teeth on there and eyes. So here you've got another part of his armour. His right arm, I think, with this kind of like raven type bird. Again, lots of 3D detail. I love how the wings sort of overlap each other. I love how the feathers sort of overlap each other. And these are really nice scrolls, really well sculpted, along with like a little symbol in there. And the raven kind of creature has got like a bionic eye on the left side. Then you've got his shoulder pauldron. There's a little bit cut out there, slightly odd. I'm gonna have to clean that up a bit. But I do like these parts here of the elbow armour. These are kind of like a sun, sort of matches his iron halo kind of thing. And then you've got his right arm with the shoulder pauldron sort of built onto it. Very odd, I mean, there's a hole there already, which you can clearly see. I'm not going to hide that, of course. I'm as transparent as this shoulder pauldron in my videos, in that I will have to plug that with bit green stuff. But I said in my look at him on the pre-order video, I think last week, that it was odd to have this shoulder pauldron on his right arm, because all of the other Custodes have this type where there's a gap here, which you normally paint sort of red or white or black or red. Normally that type of shoulder pauldron is on the left arm. And then he's got some kind of like rod, I think, authority, bound by some ribbons, lots of detail there. And a little aquila. Let's have a look at his spear. This is the weapon. This is handcrafted by the Emperor himself. As you can see, this is definitely meant to be wonky. It's not. So you're going to have to get a hairdryer and just, you know, heat this up and manipulate it into the position you desire. Lovely blade though. Really nice curved, swept edge. And this bolt gun just doesn't even look part of it. It's so ornate. This spear, absolutely stunning. Not sure whether his fingers can stretch that far to pull the firing mechanism to the handle, but hey, I'm sure he can figure it out. So yeah, lovely Apollonian spear there. Is it the longest Guardian spear that Games Workshop and Forge will do? Well, find out in my review of the model. And then let's have a detailed look at the base. So not as slimy as I sort of thought it would be. Quite a dry sort of stonework masonry. You've got a Thousand Suns. It looks like it's Mark III actually, power armor shoulder pauldron, sort of sliced into two. So much so that it kind of looks like it's a miscast or something, but that's the way they've gone for it. And then you've got this Tisca kind of ruin with like a little symbol. Does that say 23? Does that say 23 there? I think it might do. So yeah, that's the base that he will primarily sort of sit on. He's got, well, I want to say he's got pegs on to put him into place, but you can sort of see his footprint there. So I think one of his feet will go into that sort of recess, and that will go on that base, the 40mm base. Then you've got another part of the scenery. I love the detail in there. That's going to be really fantastic to spray and paint and then wash and shade and then highlight. It's really going to make it pop. And yeah, another bit of ruins there. And then another part of the base, just a load of rocks and some gravel and dirt. Again, great for shading and highlighting. And a couple more pieces. So this is the kind of wall that will sort of slot onto there. A large backdrop for the model. Let's have a look at the detail on this. So you've got like kind of a Tisca symbol, you've got a scarab there and some runes. Again, very sort of Egyptian feel to it. Just have a look in Inferno, there's lots of kind of Egyptian references and things. So yeah, great detail there. Lovely backdrop to the model. And finally, the main part of the large base. You've got a Mark IV head or sort of helmet there. You can see that. It looks like it's got a round that's gone through the helmet. A bit more of Tisca's ruins, and a lot of detail and things that will just help blend the backdrop together with the model, and also blend it together with his own base. So really nice looking kit. If you're on the fence just from looking at it now, £60, absolutely great. Let's face it, it's double the price of the Shield Captain. There's no reason why you can't use Valdor as a Shield Captain with an Apollonian spear if you want a kind of blinged up one. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is go away, wash Valdor, never thought I'd be saying that, put him together and get you a review out ready for Wednesday. So I hope you stay tuned to the channel for that. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.